For those that maybe do not know about A Pile of Teeth, would you mind telling us a little bit about it?
Yeah, I think Daniel Ryan can talk about that, but Daniel Payne and I could both write down a thing, what is A Pile of Teeth, and the thing I like about it is they wouldn't be the exact same thing.
Well, it's just a bunch of teeth that have become so much that they have started to stack on top of each other. It's my apartment. It's an excuse to like celebrate hip hop and DIY at the same time. Like I don't need to be another white guy taking up space in the community or saying I don't have ideas that are important enough to be in raps, I guess is kind of where I'm at. And so it gives an opportunity for me to be sort of a part of it and create space for other people that are, better at saying the things that need to be said.
Yeah, that I would say A Pile of Teeth is a conceptual thing that we have realized within Daniel's apartment. But essentially, I've lived in Chicago. I moved to Chicago last July. I moved in with Daniel actually when I moved here, and in that 11 months or so now, and I guess even starting earlier than before I moved, I went to a lot of shows in Chicago, and I have a lot of friends in Chicago that make different kinds of music, but it always seemed like seeing underground level hip hop and stuff was the hardest to come across, right, at shows and things like
Absolutely.
that. Mm-hmm. So A Pile of Teeth was the opportunity us to finally say, hey, why not? Let's try to make a spot.
From just a very literal standpoint, it's impossible to do something in the same room that you sleep in, You can't create anything there. And so, of course, everybody needs space for different things, and whether you can carve out a corner of your bedroom and have that be your little space or whatever. And the fact is that there's not a lot of space, and sometimes all you can have is that little thing. And so I mean, my whole part in this, you do most of the booking, is providing the space. It's my apartment, and I'm not really expecting anything. It's not about making money. I think you can have a whole conversation about what things are worth, and I think that running a space is worth something.
It comes down to very simple math of the fact that there are a lot of people who live here and a lot of people who work here, and to live and work in Chicago takes up space, right? And we as a culture, by nature of how our society is arranged, we prioritize the things that make the most money, right? And so the spaces that can be used for art, that can be used for other things, if they can't be monetized, then they usually become something else that can, right? So the spaces we do have in the city are all intentional ones. Some of them even get grant funding to do what they do, there are official efforts to make space in the city for art, but it's hard to convince people that art has value and worth, and I think that's another part of what we want to show people, that we place value on art and on time and on space. So I think that we've been able to define it as this is a spot that is focusing on hip hop